Good morning. Sorry about the delay. I was here for it. My camera, my computer were just being silly. Hold on. Wild hair. Yep, this is gonna drive me nuts the whole time. But the way it looked in a ponytail drove me nuts too. All right. Good morning. Think Piper's watching while she's driving. Be safe, friend, or listening. Hopefully, just listening. Be safe, friend. I did try to go to bed earlier last night. I failed. I couldn't fall asleep, and then I had a stomach ache, which prevented me from going to sleep. So went to bed about 10:30 again, even though I tried. Good morning, Carrie. Welcome. I think you changed your profile picture. Oh. See, on this screen, the only way I can see people's profile pictures super clearly is if I enlarge the screen, but when I do that, the comments go wonky, and I don't know if I like it big. So I will have to check out your new profile picture later. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Carrie says, I'm working on my innocent witness novel. I just hit the 6.5 thousand word mark. Ooh. Innocent witness. Is that a trope? Is it like a mystery type thing? Or maybe a cozy or murder mystery? Or something like that? That sounds fun. Zoe, good morning. Welcome. Glad to have you. If you would like to share what time zone you're in, or like what time it is for you, maybe a general idea of where you are and what you're working on, I love to know those things. I think it's fun to see where people join me from, and it's really cool to have like writing partners and people motivating me and vice versa from all over the world. I had people stop in from, I think, Australia and Austria and England, Alabama, Texas, Massachusetts, Arizona, Tennessee. It's about a girl in a religious cult who becomes part of the Jehovah's Witnesses. She learns that her whole life has been a lie, and she has been born with a different, and she was born with a different name. Ooh. Interesting. Nova Scotia. Carrie, did I write that down for you? I did. 7 a.m. for you. Excuse me. Zoe's in Central Time Zone, Alabama. I work overnight shifts, so finding early sprints on my off day is sometimes difficult. Yeah. I started this sprint because I really like the idea of having like a daily writing habit, or at least working on my writing as like a business mindset. And I have to do it before my kids get up. And so I found some that would do it every once in a while, or some that would go like 8 to 10. but I couldn't find anything that consistently was when I needed it. So here we are. Good morning, Maria. All right, so let's see. Zoe's working on an urban fantasy novel set in the South. Fun. This is exciting. Good morning, Maria. Maria says, morning, everyone. Hi, Carrie and Zoe. I'm in the UK, Northwest England near Manchester. Just gone 11 a.m. here, so much more reasonable time. I'm in awe. My brain barely functions at 7 a.m. Love Maria. She hasn't been able to join us recently because they were moving. So she's back. Zoe says, ooh, that sounds intriguing. 5:03 a.m. here. Wow, Zoe. Zoe says, I work 7 to 7, anywhere from 14 to 25 days a month, depending on our staffing needs. Thank you for hosting this. No problem. All right, it is about time for us to get started. I like to start out with just a quick prayer to help everyone focus and make our time effective. And then we will do a 20-minute sprint talk at 6:25. Well, 20 minutes, whatever 25 that is for you. And then we'll talk for 5 minutes and do 25 minutes after that until 8 a.m. 12-hour shifts are hard, Zoe. I'm impressed. And that you can still function afterwards. Writing could be a good way to unwind after all that too, though. I'm originally from the UK, Southeast England, near Wimbledon area. Oh, fun. All right. Gracious and loving Heavenly Father, I just thank you for this morning. I thank you for these who are here listening or watching. I pray for Piper as she drives that you'll keep her safe. I pray for Maria and Carrie and Zoe and their projects, Lord. I just pray that you would help us to have some focus this morning and to get the words on the paper, that the act of writing in and of itself will honor and glorify you. I pray that technical issues will stay at bay so that we can focus on what it is that you have for us this morning. Thank you in Jesus' name, amen. It's weird doing that without the music on. My computer was being a pain in the booty this morning, so barely got it up and running in time to go live. Barely. All right, we're gonna go with this one because I like it, which means there's gonna be an ad. Sorry. Uh-oh. Come on. All right. Go ahead and work. All right. That was 20 minutes. How'd you do? I got cold, so I put on a sweatshirt. Oh, how'd you guys do? So, I'm working on a short story. Yesterday, I wasn't able to write that much. The day before, I wasn't able to write that much. So, I've been thinking, spent some time last night thinking about it, and I think it's just like I really don't know where this story hits any sort of climax. Like, I have lots of exposition, lots of character building, lots of world building, 5,000 words in, and nothing's really happened except she knows what she wants to do. So I'm not really sure how to build conflict. So I need to think about the plot in the storyline and maybe kind of plan it out, possibly go back and start in the middle of where I'm at or something, rework it. So I happened to open YouTube on my phone this morning because I wasn't sure if this was going to get up in time. So I was going to try to put a comment over on my channel. And I saw that it was recommending a video about short stories to me because that's creepy and the phone basically lives inside my head. How to Write a Good Short Story by Abby Emmons. And so I'm listening to that to get me started. It's only 12 minutes. I'm about 8 minutes into it. So hopefully that'll help jog some ideas here for me. Maria says 273 words. Get it, Maria. Carrie has 267 words and started the next scene, which is always so fun. I love starting new scenes. As long as it's not the minute I sit down to write and I'm not approaching a blank page. When I'm moving naturally from one to the next, it can be so fun and like build that momentum. So it says I'm working on my plot outline. I got most of Act 1 outlined. I think this is my first attempt at a full-length novel. Good for you. That's awesome. And even just deciding to do it, Zoe, that's half the battle. And sticking with it and showing up for yourself and not giving up. Those are battles that I've been fighting for 20 years. And it's worth it. So just believe in yourself enough to show up every day or even sit down with a pen a couple of minutes every day. You'll get there. Maria agrees with me. How exciting. I'm curious. Abby Emmons in this video said, here's like an uncommon fact, unpopular truth. It's that not all writers are avid readers. So I'm curious, are you guys avid readers? Like when I say I'm an avid reader, I mean I read a lot. Like in my Kindle app last year, I had a goal to read 120 books. And I think I ended the year at like 145. That did not include any of the books that I listened to in Hoopla as audiobooks. And it did not include 2 paperbacks that I read or anything I read out of book club or book funnel or whatever that is. So that's a lot of reading. Now, I'm nowhere near that for this year. I didn't even set a goal for myself for this year because focusing so much on writing that I don't want to be. And I'm trying to sell my house and all these other things. So I've maybe read 10. All right. Hold on. I'm going to check because I'm interested. Carrie says, I really struggle to read. I'm only able to read properly if I'm on vacation with nothing else around me. Otherwise, I can only listen to Audible to get reading done. See, that's interesting. Zoe, absolutely. But with how busy work has been, this has been a slow year for me. I have read 74 of 100 books for my Goodreads challenge this year. So you've read 74 books in 5 months, and that's slow? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You are an avid reader right there for sure. 248 books, and my goal was 150. Woo! That's a lot of books. That's amazing. Let's see. Reading Insights. So I've read 19 books in 5 months, which, oh my goodness. Anyway, I knew I was going to do this with my hair. Why'd I leave it now? I had a hat I was going to wear, but I looked ridiculous. Anyway. So cool. Zoe says, I removed the television from my bedroom a few years ago and now read to wind down for bed. I read all the time. I do too. And I'm trying to do so much housework stuff, though, that I've been listening to audiobooks. I need to, figure out how to see how many I've listened to on Hoopla, because I'm sure it's more than 19. I've listened to 6 or 7 every month this year. So, quite a lot. Carrie says, if I can get through 3 Audible books a year and 1 paper version, that's an achievement for me. Yeah, good. So you don't have to be an avid reader in order to be a writer. That's false. Maria said, you've read 75 books in 5 months. I've read 10 so far this year, and I thought that was pretty good going. Maria says, up to last autumn, I wasn't reading anything at all, so it's an achievement for me. LOL. Yeah, see, and I've read before that, you have to read so many ridiculous numbers of books before you can be a good writer, because you need to have the practice of reading and seeing it on the page and in order to translate that into writing. And I think that's false. I think that's stumping people. That's one of those things that can block you from feeling productive in your craft. I think that in order to be a good writer, you have to show up and write. So good on you guys for being here. Zoe can't do audiobooks because other people read way slower than I do, and I can't listen that slow either. That's funny. Okay, so I've wasted 5 minutes of our writing time by chatting about that, but I thought it was interesting, so we're gonna go with that. Anyway, let's talk again at 6:55. All right. All right. So Piper joined us and she said, I used to read more than I do now because the time I spend writing, I would spend reading. I do still read or take in via audio. Sometimes I have to speed up audiobooks too. That's a good point, Piper, is that you can speed up audiobooks. So that might be something you want to look into, Zoe. I never do it, but I know you can do it. So if they're talking too slowly, you can potentially speed that up. Um, and Zoe says it probably wouldn't be as bad as I imagine. I just know that listening to others read aloud while I'm reading along was extremely frustrating because I would finish before they were half done. Yeah. Reading along while somebody reads aloud is very frustrating. And I don't read particularly fast, but um, it's just irritating me. Like at church, when they put the Bible passage up on the screen and I can read it, but somebody else is reading it, I just don't even bother trying to read it. I just listen because trying to read and listen at the same time, I start to criticize the where they put inflection, and then I get frustrated if they read too fast or too slow or whatever. So I get it. All right, is anyone getting anything done? I'm not, because it's been so long since I've written a short story. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh well, I'm gonna figure it out. I might not get it done this week because that's tomorrow. But soon, maybe soon. Um, Carrie had to run and go to work. So is Maria still here? Piper, Zoe? Piper, you probably just got started. Maria got 320 words that sprint. Also, there was another 70 I forgot to count for my first sprint because I moved a scene. Nice. Good job. Good job. The lighting here drives me insane, but I just ignore it and move on because I'm not here to look like a movie star. I'm just here to write. So it says, found a plot hole in Act 1 I am working on correcting and got my known scenes listed for Act 2. Now I need to start putting them in order. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Piper says, I just got the laptop open, getting the coffee and toast going, jumping in for words next go. Okay. This Mountain Dew is not waking me up. I didn't feel like making hot water this morning. How lazy am I? I'm gonna stretch. Do you need to stretch? If you do, do it. Maria wants to know what you put on your toast, Piper. I really love toast with raspberry preserves on it and a little bit of butter. That's my favorite. Every once in a while, I'll do peanut butter with some honey. What else do I do? Just plain old butter. I like buttered toast or even just buttered bread. One of my kids, the one I don't even know if you've ever seen him. It's time to write. There was a season of life where we seriously thought he would just live on buttered bread. Or not even buttered, just plain. And he gets it from me. I really like plain bread and buttered bread too, but I was never to that extreme. So you'll get there. Ooh, this morning, Piper's having peanut butter and banana. You'll get there, Zoe. Just keep on keeping on. You'll figure it out. I'm not great at plotting, so more power to you. You're doing good. All right, let's write. right. Just listen to this thing go on and I don't stop it. Silly me. How'd you guys do? How did you do? I pulled out pen and paper, started jotting stuff down. I know why I'm struggling. I knew that before. I said there's a conflict issue, but the issue with conflict is that I'm writing about an angel. So it's all speculative anyway, but the problem is you try to add in any conflict and you run into this sin issue. And we know that, anyway, I have to figure out some alternate way, maybe to put some stress on the character and add conflict. So I'm looking at the different types of conflict in stories and trying to jog some ideas there. I turned this music up because it like disappeared on me when Sienna was down here. But now it's way too loud. How'd you guys do? My Mountain Dew is almost gone and I am no more awake. Great start this morning, Piper. Way to go. 200 words. Get it. Zoe says, I had a brief general inspiration for the ending character arc of this novel. Still working on Act 2 plot. This will be the first novel in a several book series. So much fun. So much fun. Series are really good for writing too. Writing in series are supposed to help series. A series? It's supposed to help build your career in marketing and all of that. That was not my original business plan, which I wrote 5 months ago. But it's shifted and that's what I'm doing now. So I knew the book I wrote in November was going to be a standalone series, but I was planning on writing it over the course of several years as opposed to releasing it all very close together, working on them right back to back. I'm going to do that now. And then right after that, I'm going to go to the story that series that I had already started, which is at least 3 books, probably 5. And my reader magnet ties the 2 worlds together, actually, which is really cool. Maria says 600 words. Loving working on this again. I'm so glad you've been able to get back to it, Maria. It's awesome. Piper suggests you could have the angel have a job and be running into trouble trying to accomplish the job, like the guardian angel who has to keep their person alive or whatever. I do have the angel having a job. And she has an idea about what she could do to make the job the best. But she's not a guard angel. She's a decision angel. So she's supposed to help, like, guide without being able to, like in Touched by an Angel, how the angels, like, show up and they, like, talk to the people and guide them one-on-one. This angel's not allowed to do that. So she's not allowed to have any personal contact with the people, but is still supposed to help inspire their decisions, because obviously they have free will, so she's not going to control their decisions, but kind of like gear them towards making good decisions and their thought processes and stuff. So she has an idea, and right now it's trying to figure out how to get that. I don't know. Anyway, Piper says, wow, Maria, good job. All right. Was that 5 minutes? That one felt really short. Oh. I'm a sleepy mama. But I'm going to come home today and I'm going to clean my house. I'm going to work on house projects a lot. All right, speaking of house, I would be curious about your opinions. We ordered new countertops for our kitchen ages ago. Ordered them in the middle of April. Just found out yesterday they're going to measure on May 28th and they're going to install on June 7th. This is the earliest they can get us in after making us wait a month to even call us with info. We need to list our house. So do we list our house with the inclusion in the description saying there are new quartz countertops and a new kitchen sink coming on June 7th? And just like do it next week sometime? Or do we wait to list our house on June 8th? I just don't know. Like, I feel like what's 3 more weeks? But at the same time, if I have to spend the next 3 weeks, like, it's really almost a month, 5 days shy of a month. Do I seriously, like, continue suffocating under the stress for another month? Or do I just, like, list it and be done with it, even though the kitchen won't be done yet? I just don't know. Ah, love you too, Zoe. Not leaving, but I just want to say I have really enjoyed sprinting with everyone this morning. Cannot wait until I attend another session already. Awesome. I'm here every Monday through Friday, same time. So next time you work, come on over when you're done. We're glad to have you here. I know. I mentioned to her the countertops were coming, but this was before we knew the exact date. Now that I know the exact date, I don't know. Just can't decide. I'm just over it. So over it. But also, like, what's 3 more weeks? But at the same time, that's 3 weeks where, like, other people could be putting up houses that I need to put offers on, right? I just don't know. So just be praying for me for wisdom. Maria says, lovely to have you join us. Zoe, I'm gonna head off. Going to do a bit of housework before lunch. Have a good day, Maria. Thanks for being here. All right. I'm done hijacking the stream. Let's work. Oh, it will probably be June then. Yeah. Just want to be done. Been dealing with this for months and months. I'm over it. All right. Let's do it. Alright. That's time. How'd you do? I fought with a child about what she's wearing to school today. I tried to work on some conflict, basic sentence or paragraph storylines. Excuse me. I think maybe I figured out which one to do, and really the only issue is I started the story in the wrong spot. Maybe I need to just back up a little bit. Have one more scene where she's told no and then tries to enlist Arila's help. And then just does it on her own without the proper help. I don't know. We'll see. How did you do? I am not looking forward to getting my kids ready for school. I basically just shut her down and told her we weren't going to have this fight now. We'd have to wait until I was done writing. That means I have to go upstairs and fight with my child. We're really struggling with a little bit of independence. You know, she's always sort of just done what... Yeah, Piper. So she's trying to wear leggings, which is fine, except the shirt she's wearing is a hair too small for her, so it doesn't come down at all to cover her bottom, and the leggings are too tight. And I have a rule that she has to cover her booty. So I'm encouraging her to put shorts or a skirt over the top of it, but she doesn't want to, because shorts give her wedgies, and she doesn't have any good skirts. So I told her to change her shirt, but her shirt and her pants match perfectly, and she doesn't want to change her shirt. Anyhow, this. Whatever. I'm here to write. All right. Zoe says, yeah, unfortunately, I don't get off until 8 a.m. your time, so it would be 8:30 before I get home on work days, but I will drop in anytime I am off. Plus, you're probably tired after work. I assumed you were unwinding after work. But if you do like writing at that time, on Mondays and Wednesdays, Jennifer Carl Tong, and I'll type it in here, goes live. Jennifer Carl Tong goes live Mondays and Wednesdays from 8 to 10 a.m. for writing sprints. And then they have a podcast on the Christian Indie Writers YouTube channel, Christian Indie Writers Podcast YouTube channel on Fridays at 10 a.m. Piper says, I am moving sentences because I added a scene and need certain information to come after that scene. Yes. In the book I wrote in 2017, I only had one beta actually read it, but she read it through a second time, and she was like, hey, I just realized in reading this the second time that you mention this scene in this scene, but it's actually the next scene when this scene happens. So I must have moved something around after I wrote it, which is funny. So I had to change that. But all right. You're welcome, Zoe. If you want to sleep after work too, I mean, not that you need permission from me, but as I do it. And I forgot 120 new words. Excellent. Excellent. Hopefully you have some time to work on writing today. I'm going to work on housework today. I just need to do this stuff. So clear my mind. I'm going to put in an audiobook and go to town as soon as I get home from dropping my kids off. Pray for me that I don't kill my children this morning. All right. Speaking of that little diva, though, her birthday's tomorrow. So that's special. I don't really have any plans. She really wants to have a surprise party, but that's not going to happen. I'm just in too much chaos. So, don't know. Anyway, I really need to talk to one or two of her friends and see if they can come over, surprise her at least that much. But I don't know. Piper says, yes. I mean, my editor will do a read through before I go through again and hopefully catch stuff like that. But I'm making corrections while I can. Definitely. Zoe says, and I can have my iPad at work when it's not slow and I am not actively training anyone. So hoping to start writing at work as well. Excellent. She'll be 8. Yeah, my little baby. She is 8. It's hard to believe. It's really hard to believe is that her older brother is 14 and 11. Our older brothers are 14 and 11, and she's 8. Like, I can remember when they were 8 and 5 and 2. Now they're all grown up. All right. It is time for me to sign off and say goodbye. Thank you so much for being here today, for writing with me. I've enjoyed our time together. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. for more writing and productivity. Until then, remember, whatever you do, do it from the heart as something done for the Lord and not for people. Colossians 3:23. Hope you have a really good day. Bye. God bless.